What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 with the country roulette mod. See, last episode we switched to New Zealand because I thought it was unfair to be playing at Germany at this point on Germany and the Axis, basically. Either way, I don't think it's going to matter all that much. The Allies now making significant progress in multiple places, down here in the Balkans, in Greece, through, particularly in Spain actually, that's where they've made the most ground, up here now towards Belgium, the Netherlands, and obviously Brittany as well. And they're probably going to get into Poland again at some point in the near future. So yeah, we can just nicely spectate now as New Zealand. See how this goes down. This kind of all plays into the Comintern's hands, because they've not fought anybody. Germany does now have that war goal on them. They can choose when to use it, if they so please. I doubt they will, but they do have it, which could make things interesting. I'm not going to zoom in too close. Okay, yeah, so Spain is obviously definitely back now. Democratic Spain that we saw. And yeah, the French state is now starting to fall as well. They've done pretty well the Axis to defend here, but there's less and less divisions now surrounding it, which can make it much tougher. And Berlin is still relatively safe, but Amsterdam is back. Yeah, it's not going well for the Axis right now. I think we should probably use this map mode. It just looks better there. You can see where the Allies are breaching. The Allies do have a lot of the world under their control. I mean, the only faction present in the Americas is the Allies, except for what was the Dominican Republic, who joined Japan anyway. I'm not sure how long these guys will last. I feel like the US will go clean this up when need be. See, Japan is in their own faction, pretty much on their own. Siam died, so they are making progress in Hawaii, but I think the US is more focused on this war. China is still in their war, slowly taking away Mao's land. He seems a little bit smaller now, but eventually China will deal with the communist China, and then maybe we'll see Republic of China join the Allies, go after Japan. That'd be interesting. Korea as well, or the Joseon Empire here. They've not got any ideology. That'd be interesting to see how that plays out. They've got hardcore fascism in Japan. China's democratic for the most part, 75%, and then Korea just in the middle. British Raj has obviously done a lot to take a lot of land, and like I said, the Allies do now have most of Africa also under their control. I think Portugal hasn't joined, but that's all. And Portugal and Liberia is like the only land in Africa not controlled by the Allies, and it's not like they're enemies. There's a tiny bit of Madagascar. There's little blobs of Italy still around, but not huge amounts. And okay, the Belgian sort of effort, or the Dutch effort, I guess they never actually took Brussels, but the Dutch effort more. It's sort of slowed down. Germany have pushed in, but Britain is still here. We'll see how that pans out. France have actually been cut off here again as well. I don't know how they managed that, but the US are about to land, which will make things a little bit more difficult. And now they're starting to make progress along here with some progress over here. Romania isn't going to make things easy, actually. Romania's going to kind of get in the way. Let's see what's the Soviets. They're the big. If they declare war on Germany, or any of these nations, Poland, Hungary, Romania, Czechoslovakia, it'll be over pretty quickly, I think, at this point. They should just be able to waltz right in. But yeah, I mean, Stalin's not really done anything. He's free to do whatever he wants, and he's done nothing. It's a bit weird. Maybe he's just scared of a fascist Poland. Maybe that's what it is, but they're not looking great. And it is starting to look very much... Apparently it's still 21% in favour of the aggressors. I mean, that's because Germany still has a lot of France, stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely, the tide is turning. I mean, they have so little factories. I mean, Germany have almost all the factories, but compared to the UK, they have loads. But I don't know how this team has so many. The US, I don't understand. There's just, I don't get it. How can there be so many? It does seem like the Axis should have more, but then I think there's less people on the Axis yet. And there's one, yeah, there is less. Okay, that makes it a bit more understandable. Japan has so few divisions, by the way. 14 to 24. Romania 29 to 48, that will help. Italy only have 17 to 39. Germany 70 to 100. Meanwhile, the UK have 71. British Raj 58, 68 for Colombia. They're all over here helping, I've noted as well. South Africa have got 30. Spain have got 34. So they're recovering all of a sudden. That's impressive. Turkey have, I think they were hiding in Africa, to be honest. Turkey have 39. 165 for the US. There's some of the major players here. And all they need to do is capitulate Germany and Italy. I think they can get a peace deal there. And obviously they'll still have to deal with Japan. But I think they can peace out in Europe first. Yep, Free France is definitely back now, as is Spain. big blows for the Axis, although Germany did just take... Okay. Germany did clear out the Netherlands. I was going to say that's good for them. But they just brought about the end. I'm not... Yep, oh, what is going on? Has joined our enemy? What? They're not... Wait, what? Germany v the Soviet Union. Yes, that... Okay, so the Soviets are now in this thing. I don't know why the war's... Oh, because Japan are not at war with the Soviets. That's why it's still a bit of a mess. There's going to be a messy war window. There you go, though. Germany decided, you know what? Let's go out with a bang. Let's have a look at how this looks on the... Look at that. That is what they're up against right now. Oh, my goodness. Oh, New Zealand need a national focus. And I think they're actually finished. Oh, no. They've got to go down one of these. Liberalism, communism, nationalism. Well, they're New Zealand. Liberalism. But yeah, Germany now opened up a new front. And I'm afraid that's probably... I mean, if we now go to the German-Soviet War... Not all these nations... None of their friends joined. They were like, Germany, you are dumb. Hungary joined. Yeah, so that might save some of these nations. But yeah, Germany should struggle here. Soviet Union bringing another 150 to 300 divisions. Another 200 odd factories. And a lot of manpower. Fielded manpower is now... Okay, the combined Allies team. It's a bit of a mess to read. But it's about... I think it's about 7 million up against... In total, 2 million. And most of that 7 million is the Comintern, and most of Germany's 2 million from their friends isn't fighting the Soviets. Only Hungary have joined in so far. Although, okay, now Italy and Poland have joined. Okay, now all the Axis are in, except for Czechoslovakia. Maybe they're being smart, but they're just going to sit here. But this should be the beginning of the end now for the poor old Soviets. Either way, yeah, Romania, you can see they're already pushing into Romania. Poland made some progress up here. Poor Germany. I gave them the war goal at a time when I thought, you know, it didn't look as bad as it did. Now I sort of looked and was like, oh goodness, this is bad. Look at all that green in France in particular. That is where they're going to be struggling a lot here. There is so many troops landing here now. They're still making progress here through Turkey. I think they're a bit less, but now that the Soviets are about to meet them, yeah, it's all going to crumble. I think the Axis is going to come down here. And we might actually see a peace deal for once in one of my games. Because, I mean, definitely one for the Axis. And once that peace deal comes out, if the Allies and Soviets don't go straight to war, which would be really tight. I don't know who would win that. Because I think Stalin has the numbers, but the Allies just have, like, the logistical advantage. They have so much of the map. Like, I don't know. I think they'd be okay. Maybe. I don't know how much that plays into it. But in my mind, I think they'd be okay. Ireland, if you want to join the Axis, now's the time. Oh, they actually might be swinging towards communism. That's interesting. I guess once, yeah, we start to see some of the nations reach the end of their tree. Islands have actually got their own, so it doesn't matter. But some of the, basic nations, you saw New Zealand getting to the part where they just have to pick an ideology now. We might see that a little bit more. Everyone's going for construction engineering at the same time. But yeah, we might see some people force down this part of their tree, which will make it interesting, to say the least. I'm just trying to... Oh, Uruguay took one state. I don't know who that was from. Paraguay, maybe? I imagine. There you go. They have not joined the Comintern. They are communists. It's like a truce with Argentina. There you go. But there you go. Yeah. Uruguay. Obviously, they just pieced out with Argentina as it was. Infamous decade. Wait, are they in a faction? No, that's just the truce. Either way, Uruguay grew by one state. Not sure that's too much. I mean, they're not going to go after Brazil or anything, I imagine. Chile, or the now very strong Colombia here, who are part of the Allies as well, which doesn't particularly help. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, it's slowly getting there. Stalin is beginning. Yeah, Bucharest is about to fall. Looks like Romania will probably be the first to capitulate, although Warsaw is now under Soviet occupation. The fall of Warsaw. That's the first time Warsaw's fallen, if you don't include the Civil War. That's pretty big. And yeah, the French state is starting to dissipate. Spain is now almost fully under Spanish control. About to remove Germany here. Wow. Okay, so the Allies definitely... Germany once again running out of steam. Battle of Britain. It's a bit late for that. There's more pushes now. It says it's not France. It's the US and the UK. Making more landings. This landing is about to land up with the major one in France, which is going to be a huge help. Yeah, the more they link up, the better. Like Yugoslavia and the Soviets now being basically teamed up. or this front. That's going to be really useful. Italy is still holding on with the UK. Is this British Raj with a random landing? When they could have just put their divisions here to help out from Greece. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, this is not looking great for the Germans. You can see Poland is sort of falling. Danzig is Poland's new capital. But yeah, the Soviets eating up Poland. I think Czechoslovakia... Oh no, they did join in. They messed up. Who's this guy? Cool. It's just cool sometimes when it's not a portrait, it's a photo. There you go. He's still in charge. He's not given up yet. Either way... Oh wow, Romania is definitely struggling now. Poor old Romania. Sad to see this after my game as Romania with Stalin and me working together. We like took over so much. That's still my favorite Hearts of Iron game for me to play in. That was amazing. But either way, yeah, Yugoslavia definitely recovered now, and they're definitely making progress again. There's landings all over the place in Italy. Spain, they've still not quite pushed them out, but they're about to. And yeah, in France, they've made huge ground. They may even connect this part that they've taken. And at that point, they're going to be pretty much rolling on. I think the Soviets will win the race to Berlin, though. They're going to pretty easily, once they finish getting through Poland, should be pretty easy. Yeah, I don't know why Germany... I know I gave them the war goal to see if it would spice things up, speed things up, basically. But I wasn't expecting them to use it at that point. I thought they'd just, like, say, no, this is dumb. Let's not do this. But no, apparently they don't care. Why? This is why the AI sucks. See, this is how they balance it out, obviously. They just don't let them get radio. That's how they keep it on regular difficulty. There you go, the more you know. Learning about the AI. Yep, France is almost recovered as democratic, free France. There is a spot of communism there, which could be interesting if they were to flip after the war. Portugal declared war on Brazil. Portugal, the era of colonization was about 500 years ago. Oh my goodness, Portugal. Okay, well, Portugal's dead. They just joined Japan for no apparent reason to go after Brazil, which will probably see Brazil join the Allies. Although they are authoritarian, but I'm sure they will probably join the Allies and probably see Portugal destroyed. Yep, there you go. Brazil join the Allies. Portugal, what have you done? Now look at the Allies' control. Pretty much dominant in all the continents except for, I guess you can't say Asia, because even though India's big, China is probably... Maybe a little, I don't know, China's... I think let's be nice, let's give it to China over Japan as well, I would say. Europe, it's a mix. Actually, this is a fantastic map mode, faction map mode here. So I don't think Portugal have been called in yet, but if they are at war with the UK, France, if Spain joins in, we could have a really strong Spain emerge with this peace deal in control of all of Iberia. But there you go, France is back, Paris is back, plenty of German divisions cut off. And the race, Romania has capitulated. Still struggling here. The Allies are going to probably end up not getting too much in this peace deal. It's going to be weird to see what Europe looks like come the end of this. But this has played out pretty much like World War II. You know, eventually, Germany, 1942, Germany declared war on the Soviets and messed everything up. Obviously, there were some slight differences. Poland, Germany were very strong. Obviously, they even had Spain in this universe, making them even stronger than they were. Portugal, okay, is now at war with Spain. And they'll probably make a good start, because Spain is obviously occupied. But once Spain come back, I don't think this should be too much of an issue. Oh, call to arms. I don't think this particularly matters. It's just adding a few more people for me to be at war with. There we go, I accept. But yeah, look at France. France isn't even releasing Belgium, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands, and I think that is solely down to them being part of Benelux before this broke out. So that's interesting. Yeah, I kind of prefer this map mode now. This looks a lot cooler, I think. I don't know, but yeah, you just see the axis shrinking. They lost everything in Africa, and now, although Africa's up for grabs again. There's bits here owned by Portugal. I don't know if the Allies will have too many troops down there though. Southern Italy, Sicily. Sardinia's over here. Sicily and the tip of Italy starting to fall too. It's not looking good. Honduras joined Spain. Okay, wait, Honduras. Okay, how are we looking right now? We've got the German-British War, the German-South African War. I'm not sure what the difference is. Germany and Japan. It's because Portugal's not in all of them. It's a bit of a mess. There's 3 wars here. The German Xinjiang is the Comintern War. It's all a bit weird because obviously the commentator, it's because people aren't at war with Japan and people aren't at war with Portugal. That's why there's the 2 extra windows. But for the most part, they're all the same. And I think the German-British one that was at the top is obviously the most important one. Although the Soviet one's pretty important. Yeah, now they're definitely making progress. But look at Stalin go. Berlin is in his sights, as is some other capitals. Poland's about to fully capitulate if they haven't already. Let's give this episode though. So as always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.